Okay, I think universally you're going to hear the same thing that you hear from everybody who's going to review this. Um, the first act was great. Set in the past during World War II, the tail end of it, and we see a de-aged Indiana Jones. The only giveaway would be like the Harrison Ford's voice and the movement is you can tell that some of the movements was all of the movement was his, and he's like 80. You can't move like you can't move the same way you used to when you're younger. So it's just inevitable, and you can definitely see it in the first half. But regardless of all that, I mean, with that in mind, you can always shut your brain off on that because it is what it is. But it's still an impressive scene to see him at that, put de-aging him in that stage and seeing Indiana Jones and on that train and everything. It's still an impressive first act. The first act has everything you want. It's genuinely a good first act, and it's done very beautifully. A good Indiana Jones first act. I mean, the de-aging is probably going to be the best we've seen. It's probably the best we've seen so far. I mean, it's good action, good music. I mean, it felt like an Indiana Jones movie on that first act. Then we open in present day. I mean, not present day, but like when the moon landing in the 60s, pretty much. Then we're dealing with an old guy in his underwear, banging on his neighbor's door to turn the music down. Now, I get it. I mean, some of the stuff is to build character development throughout in the movie, but like, to go from such a grand opening, a grand big opening, to that, it was just very jarring. Then we get introduced to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's just unsufferable. Alana Shaw, who's Indiana Jones' granddaughter. I mean, she is very, very, very deeply an unlikable character. I mean, she's very, very egotistical. Like, I'm incredible, witty, charming, beautiful. I mean, it's not said as a quip. It's in the trailer. I mean, she really, really means it. I mean, she eye fucks people. Not in a. It's very disturbing how it's displayed, and she displays it. It's a very uncomfortable person, and she knows everything, and she has a photographic memory. Like, she can memorize 7 journals. 7 archaeologist journals. I mean, it's almost comical. This is pretty much the definition of a Mary Sue. It's like the definition of, like, just, nothing you can connect to, nothing. Uh, she has her own version of Short Round, who's a Moroccan. I can do anything, and it's sort of in it together. I mean, essentially, there's like zero charisma, like no charisma whatsoever on her. It's just 0%. And it's disappointing because you got this great first act, and then we get into this. It's just the story is fundamentally nonsensical. Non. I can't even pronounce my words right. That's how the movie is. It's non. It does not make particularly sense. It's fundamentally wrong in so many levels. Like it does not work. I mean, it's nonsensical. And then there's lines of dialogue in the trailer where it's like you just go like, what the fuck is wrong with this? What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with Indiana? What happened? Like, let me explain. Like he says lines like, "I don't believe in the supernatural or some sort of things," and but I have seen things. But I've come to believe that it's not what you believe, but how hard you believe in it. Something like that. I mean, you saw the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, you can say that it's not supernatural. I mean, religion, supernatural. I mean, they go hand in hand to a degree. Uh, at the very least, I mean, so you're just gonna go out and just deny the whole thing, the whole thing. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's very bizarre, very bizarre. I think the bottom line is this doesn't feel like Indiana Jones. This doesn't feel like Indiana Jones, the character. When we're dealing with Harrison Ford, he's a very, very, he's, yeah. He's not having a laugh or debonair, saying something witty, uh, you obviously can feel the fire is gone. You can feel that. You can feel the flames gone, and you can feel it in the movie. It's not a good feeling. It really isn't for anybody. So from that opening and meeting Helena Shaw, we get introduced about the dial, the Archimedes dial, the dial of destiny, whatever it's a MacGuffin. Technically not a MacGuffin, but I'll get to that when we talk about spoilers. So then you get to one place to another to another to another to another. They do have some throwbacks and scenes transitions that are done very well and authentic and few elements of it. But then it becomes too much. It becomes very, very convoluted. It's too much. It implodes. It expands. It's too much information. It's too much things happening. It's too much. overly bloated. Max Nixon plays Schmidt, who's an ex-Nazi, still a Nazi, obviously. He's really good. Mads Mikkelsen is a great actor. He does a great job. He should be in a lot of things. I mean, he's good in everything. He's consistent actor. He's 100% always brings everything he got. So like he should be in everything. Than as much as he's in. And he's a good villain for as much as he's in it, as little as he's in it. And I'll get back to that later. But basically, the movie just goes nowhere, and I'll explain it later. Okay, so after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I mean, this is this is ever not a slight spoiler, but I guess it is. I'm not quite sure, but it's not really because you see it in the trailer, obviously. So Marion and him, Marion, Indiana Jones basically got a divorce, and his son's dead because he enlisted into Vietnam. So you undo everything that was a happy ending in the last movie, and then you end in a happy ending as the same happy ending that you undid from the last movie. So so it's sort of like a circle effect because it rounds itself out. It rounds itself out the same way as a happy ending as the last movie did. I hate it when films do that. It's a lazy writing. But anyway, from a non-spoiler perspective, do I recommend this film? I mean, it's two and a half hours, and you feel the runtime. So there was like a chase scene, like like them driving in trucks. A bit of it is in the trailer. I fell asleep. I was trying to stay awake. I really was. I was falling asleep when that happened. And I should not be falling asleep in an action film, in an Indiana Jones action film. I should not be falling asleep. That should not be happening. Indiana Jones is a pivotal of action. Like that is, the movies was made for action adventure. There's no chance in hell that you're supposed to be falling asleep. That's bad. I mean, that's really bad. So I can't recommend it. I just can't. I can't wholeheartedly recommend it. Yeah. I mean, the first half was great. If the movie was like that, like the first half, So Phoebe Waller-Bridge, she's basically the main character of this film. She's basically the main character, and it does not work. It just does not work. She's extremely miscast. is just unlikable. Just unlikable. I mean, just selfish, deeply unlikable. I mean, there's literal redeeming qualities about her. I mean, she's literally a Mary Sue. You know, it's just, it's not right. It's, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a bizarre film. It's just a bizarre film. Um, so I don't recommend it at all. Um, okay, so let's talk spoilers. So, why does this film does not make sense? Why is it convoluted and nonsensical? Let me tell you. So, Archimedes, this dial of destiny, is this closed loop, which doesn't make any sense. These type of things just don't make sense, no matter how much you try to spin it. So I'm gonna try the best I could to make it at least give you some sort of insight of this thing. So they go back in time because of this, and so they do go back in time. The dial itself, something that Archimedes was making, was, but he needed to see it all and keep the watch to finish it, and the watch was something that he needed to go back in time. So it's a cyclical closed loop because that doesn't work in times. I mean, because how would you have made it if you didn't have someone come back in time, but you made it, and then they come back in time to give you the same thing? It it it's cyclical. It's a cyclical thing. It's nonsense. It does not make any sense. See, that's even when I explain it, it just doesn't make any sense. It's one of those things where people think when they write down something, they think it's really smart, but at the end of the day, it's just nonsense. It's just convoluted mess. It's just jibber jargon. And just when we get into the end of the film, Schmitz is killed off screen. No joke. He's killed off screen. He just killed off screen, not really by anybody, but by his own misdeeds, which I kind of get because I mean that's exact. Was the exact same thing as the Nazis got killed by the Ark of the Covenant and the Raiders and the Holy Grail. But this, I mean, he's on a plane to go back in time. Fisher. See, this is why it doesn't make sense with the Dial of Destiny, because the Fisher in time and the Dial of Destiny is rigged. So it has to go back to Archimedes at each time. It can only go to Archimedes. God damn, this film. I hate bad writing, man. Anyway, they go through and they're attacked by Romans, and it's like, and Crash, he's dead. What a waste! Just a waste. Just a waste of a villain. Waste of using Matt Nicholson. Anyway, Andy gets a complete meltdown. He's like, "Let me stay here. Let me stay here." Like, why, Indiana? Why? Anyway, he gets punched in the face by our hero to save the day. Not Indiana. Obviously, Phoebe Waller. So it's dumb. It's really dumb. The dialogue of Indiana being a grave robber. Uh, he's never a grave robber ever. In fact, he's doing things in the movie which actually what grave robbers aren't meant to do. Which she actually is because she sells stuff on the black market. Lena Shaw sells stuff on the black market. Indiana Jones never did that, but you're lecturing him. It's just bullshit. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. So many fucking stupid things in this film. That was mine. That was mine. I stole it. I stole it. It's capitalism. Capitalism is free trade of goods and services. Of capitalism. Of capital. I mean, it's the most rudimentary thinking of economy. It's rudimentary. Idiots. Idiots. I can't recommend it. I can't. I can't recommend it. I mean, the VFX are good. The acting is good. All around. I mean, there's stuff to like to get in it, but like it's fundamentally not well put together. It's like this is not a well written film. It's just it's bad. I mean, James Mangold really let himself down, or the micromanaging of the studio, or the production. One of the two. It doesn't matter where it is. It's not good. So there you go. Spoiler review. Dog shit. Don't watch it. It's a waste of 2.5 hours. I would never gone to see this film. I'm only seeing it because it's a thing to review. And yeah, and I'm being very objective with this. I'm being very objective. It's not good. I mean, it undoes everything that the previous film did and ends at exactly the same thing. It's stupid. It's stupid, stupid, stupid. So let me know what you think if you've seen it. Thank you guys. Cheers, guys. Take care. Please subscribe. Bye bye.